How's the rock? Oh, that's good.
What did they say?
It's shit rock, but awesome climbing. So at least they're having fun. We are currently in Ethiopia on a climbing adventure with the North Face.
Freedom! Keep your ears to the ground. Talking about freedom! It's the best show in town. Best show in town. Freedom!
People often ask us what kind of equipment do we use. For us, the fact that we're always traveling around the world to unique locations, it's important that our gear is super reliable, yet provides a cinematic look that we're always after. We use Blackmagic cameras for exactly this reason. In documentary filmmaking, a lot is written on the fly as things evolve, and these cameras kind of adapt really easily to what we need at the time, and I don't have to baby them in the same way I might with a much more expensive camera.
Nah.
Too smart. Just arrived at the base, and we've got about 100 kids, 2 climbers, 2 camera operators, 1 helper, 2 parents, and a baby. Pretty standard. Towers of Tigray is a film about 2 professional climbers, Caroline and James, who recently became new parents. They came to northern Ethiopia with their 1-year-old baby, Arthur, to discover the rich climbing history of the Tigray region.
One of the greatest things for me about bringing Arthur here is that you get to see the world through his eyes and just see how amazing everything is.
Already got that shit. Pretty damn cool market, eh? There's just like, there's donkeys, chickens, onions, pepper, hot as hell, windy though. Just an experience. I like it. I like it a lot. In our work around the world, we get to see some absolutely stunning landscapes. But I think Ethiopia really took the cake. It had these towers that came straight out of the earth, and the only word for it was breathtaking. I knew being there, we were capturing something pretty special.
He's taking care of the baby. I think we're gonna go up this and then walk along and then up the big crack and I guess maybe in the big crack at some point. But we'll see.
The Ursa Mini G2 has built-in ND filters, which is super nice for being in variable light conditions in the field. Ethiopia is a dry and very hot place with extremely harsh sun. This camera has 2, 4, and 6 stops of ND, which have been specifically designed for the colorimetry and color science of the camera. Regardless of what the sun threw at it, we were covered.
This guy is clearly thinking we're completely nuts. He's saying why? Why climbing that? I don't know actually. I don't have the answer. Because it's beautiful.
I know.
On top of being absolutely beautiful, this place has an extremely rich history. Ethiopia was the first place in Africa to experience Christianity, dating back to the 4th century. In the beginning, it was hermits that came and built these churches way up in the cliff sides. There were a couple ideas of why they did that. One was that they wanted to practice their religion in peace, and the other is that the higher up they went, the closer to God they were. Regardless of their reasons behind it, one thing's for sure. They were the first climbers in the region, and a lot of their routes are still being used today. So now, we get to do the real part of the climb up to Abu Yamata. I always have trouble with this name of the church. In this film, we wanted to bridge the old ways of climbing with the more contemporary ones. In order to do this, we visited some churches that were way up on cliffs. These routes were created centuries ago, and over time, these natural holds were established, which are really cool. For some, this camera might seem a bit heavy, but there's good reason for it. It's not plastic. Instead, it's made out of magnesium alloy, which means I can throw it into extreme situations and not worry about it. It's not easy getting up there at all, and it's crazy to think at 71 years old, Prisa Safa does this every single day. Wow, that's really nice. I love this man. I think the entire team could say easily that we met a lot of great people on this trip. We'd walk through these villages, and everywhere we went, there'd be these running kids, giant smiles, just an overall really fun experience.
Zoom. Lens. Zoom lens.
Yeah, nice. On this trip, we used a new V-Lock system for us called the Anton Bauer Triton 150s. These batteries had really long life and ran both our external monitors and cameras for hours on end. They also have this unique window on the side of the batteries which shows the percentage and time left, which is something I haven't really seen anywhere else. This morning, we're back at the tower, which is aptly named Excalibur, because it's straight up. Today I'm gonna go up with what I call the floss harness, a really skinny harness, and we're gonna get close-ups.
The hardest part about shooting here is that because the rock is often very questionable, it's super sketchy to set up fixed lines and have people on the route or worse above you because rocks are just dropping off constantly.
Not an easy task considering I'm not a climber. So yeah, I'm gonna have to relearn a little bit before going up. I wouldn't say scared, but excited to get back up there with a little bit of nervousness.
Other leg.
Sorry? Oh, good, put it on my, oh, here we go.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Being on production here in Ethiopia has been a fantastic experience. Really glad that you guys got to join us on this one, and look forward to the next one.